Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mast, and welcome back to some more SMITE Conquest. Today we're diving back into the A to Z. We're playing Heim ADC. In the last video, in the Hachi video, I had to play on way higher ping, and it felt fine. I was worried about playing the same ping on Heim, because Heim's somebody where Heim ult can be real punishing, and we're on a solid 90, man. It's beautiful. I think I'll probably be fine. I think we'll be okay. I mean, given last game was fine, but Heim ult's one of those abilities where if you are missing it, you lose the game, is how it tends to go. It's so aggro, so punishing to miss. So I was kind of worried. It's like, I don't know how aggro we're going to play with the ult right now. I think we might play hella aggro, miss anyways because bad, and then be like, the ping, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Especially in this matchup, we want to be looking for some really good ults if we can get them. Don't go up. Are you kidding me? Why is it Thoth support? The hell's wrong with you? Get the baby damage. Why did you eat this? He's going on the Cern. I want those Thoth cheeks. I feel like the Thoth cheeks were pretty free. The Cern's a little farther away, a lot safer. All right, so what's this weirdo building in support? He does still have shell. He did go that. Let's see what we're getting into. Oh no, not the mom. Not the mom, man. Baby poke. This dude has so little at range. It's such a bad ability at range. It almost, I mean, okay, I'm not going to say it almost might as well not exist. It's still helpful in different circumstances. It does things. It doesn't do much, though. Nice. Good bit of chunk and poke on him. Boom. Boom. I do want to be killing here. Okay, there goes the dash. Here comes the Bacchus flop. Yes, perhaps. Didn't quite land it, unfortunate. That was actually a really good kill opportunity, I think. Probably would have just been getting shelled. They haven't shelled yet, right? I don't think. We'll get a little baby 3. One thing that might get tricky this game, normally I feel like the more distracted I am on Heim, compared to other gods, it can go really bad with the 3s. He's a god where you want a lot of awareness with those 3s in order for things to go well. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if I can get good 3s this game. Because especially when I'm in a Heim phase and I'm focused up and I'm trying to clap, these 3s can get disgusting. And it's such a satisfying ability. Ooh, we caught the dash there. And we gotta just do a little what? Okay. I thought we gotta bounce him around. I don't know why we didn't. Do a little bit of tech here. Look at the tech! You guys barely gotta see the tech. That's one thing you can do with Heim is you reset your auto chain. Damn, I thought we'd get the stun there. Didn't quite have the range for it. You can reset your auto chain with your 3, and the first 2 autos will cleave. So sometimes it's worth using that 3, not for teleport, but purely for just getting those cleave autos, either for the cleave damage or for the width, because they're also a little wider. Not super wide, but they're a little closer to Freya autos and like normal autos, where they got that little bit extra size to them, which is nice. Also, a lot of time, it's just a good idea if you're really committed to a fight and you're just trying to land those autos. Sometimes it's worth it just for that, even if you're not going to be cleaving, just because you do get a little bit of a bigger hitbox to work with. But felt like Thoth was super dead there, so we didn't have to go like real crazy with it. I mostly just used it for the cleave once he was finally in that cleave-in range. So I think we can start talking about the kit a little bit for Heim. As far as his overall kit, Heim's kind of a weirdo. Should I even talk about it? I don't even know how to explain it. He's kind of a weird guy. He's a god. I mean, I got him Diamond. I love him. He's fun, but he is a weirdo, so I don't really know how to describe it that well. He's got extra hard-hitting autos at the exchange of a slower attack chain, which is not something you see much of on Hunters. Normally, that's something you see more on like Warriors or Assassins, where they'll have quicker or slower autos. Heim's got slower autos, but chunkier autos, which also, I think at the moment, don't completely scale at the same pace. Normally in SMITE, you're going to tend to have autos that basically do the same damage as their attack speed chain. I think they're actually a little weaker in that, although you don't tend to notice it that much. Let's see if it gets too aggro here. I think we're gonna get a kill here. No, did I goof? I think I goofed. I wanted the gold buff too bad. I should have just gone on him. I thought we'd be able to catch up. Boom! Get poked! Alright, I should probably set up yep, there's an Ajak gank too. I was gonna say, I should probably be setting up a new 3. We actually might get punished soon. We've been ahead enough in this lane, I haven't cared, but yeah, at this point, it's actually gonna be a little bit good. So we'll save up money for Devos. We'll kind of chill for the last little bit of this lane. I can go on Thoth, who has no beads, but like, I'd like to not be dead. We don't have a lot to work with right now. I think we're not going to be killing him and potentially dying. which is a combo that you don't like to see. Oh no, the support Thoth poke, please. Anything but the support Thoth poke. What's he building? I peeked the shell. He is actually just building just the most useless build ever, isn't he? Feel kind of bad for him. Like, I respect cheese and smite, but there's cheese and there's garbage, and this is garbage. And so I just kind of feel bad for their team. Like, even you can even do some, like, Baka support cheese. The, like, Baka support, build kind of tank, go, like, Acts of Animosity, some stuff like that, invade camps, be annoying, like using the eat minion and stuff. Like, Baka is a garbage support, and you can at least have that little bit of cheese that maybe redeems the idea. But Thoth has no cheese, it's just bad. So I kind of feel bad for him. One thing to do with Heim a lot of the time is to hide your threes, by the way. We're not doing it at the moment, but we'll tend to want to do that. We'll tend to want to put either a 3 around here, in the purple buff, maybe back behind our tower. Which we'll get into more when we're actually talking about the abilities too. Which I think we'll just talk about right now. As we start stanking and farming and stuff. Baby clear! Alright, so, Heim passive. We get power based on people on the map. Do not do this. This is mine. This is mine. Bro used ult and didn't get it anyway. This is also mine. What's good? Nice, we got the damage there. Oh, I didn't get the auto cancel. Okay, do we get to do this? That's his beads, that's his ult. I might get pretty punished here. I do have beads and TP available. Hang on, I'll try and block. Oh, I messed it up. I could have 2'd too. My brain broke. I could have 2'd to clean it up before you 2'd. I was just sad that I didn't one-shot it. That's okay. We still got CERN ult beads. We still got basically his life, assuming we get like any gank soon. Which Bacchus is right here, but I think he also knows. Definitely acting like he knows. Or maybe he's just actually careful. I don't know. One or the other. We can just go do purple, it's fine. So yeah, that Heim passive. When we gain vision of an enemy god, we gain power up to 5 gods for 2% per stack, up to 10% total, which is pretty good. 10% power. Early game, it is not going to stand out a lot. Late game, it is going to stand out a lot, is normally how it's going to go. Late game, well, maybe not a lot. It also has been nerfed. I want to say it was up to 15% when he came out, and now it's only up to 10. It's something that's strong. It's impactful, but it doesn't always impact a lot. If he's not getting a lot of stacks, it's not necessarily that good. If he is getting those 5 stacks, late game, it's really good. And then again, early game, like, it's something, but it's not as good, because it's, you know, it's a percentage, not a flat amount, right? But, like, it's capable of getting up to, like, Shibalanke passive power levels, which is a huge passive, which is really, really strong. You got stuff? I wanted the stuff to be on the Janus, though. All right, well, he's gone. We can TP back to lane. It's stupid. Heim tip number 1, don't TP across the map unless it's late game or you're desperate. And normally don't do it late game either. Heim 3, you can see the scaling cooldown here, 16 to 210 / to 90. Basically, this means at max, or like not max distance, but like at a long distance, it'll be a 210-second cooldown right now, which is absurd. At a higher rank, it'll be up to 90, which is much less absurd. It's still absurd. Normally, we want to be keeping that cooldown at somewhere between that 16 and like 45. And then if it's anything else, we're just real desperate and it's going to like straight up save our lives is normally how it's going to go. Don't be too greedy. Don't use it to teleport to lane almost ever. Probably just going to get this. Did the ult thing again. He can trade if he wants. I don't care. He even wasted the shard right there too. Yeah, I think we are very content for that whole trade. A little bit of poke. We're going to be backing soon. I can try and fight right now. I think we just back right here. If he gets aggro, we'll fight. Looks like he's not. Let me grab this. God, that was loud. All right, so let's move on to other abilities. Because this is... Oh, actually, okay, there's more to talk about. My bad. Let's look at the hit chain. Let's look at the crit thing. So the hit chain right now, 1.25 damage on the first 2 cleave hits, 1.5 on the third hit, and then 1.3 swing time. So little technically bit of damage loss, but we're getting a cleave and a bigger auto, so it's still worth it. And then 1.5 on the normal single target auto, to explain what I talked about a little bit earlier. And then on Heim, because his autos do hit harder and people get real tilted by one-shotting in this game, Heim has way less crit damage. So in a crit meta, Heim is a worse god pretty much always normally. He's normally not going to be remotely meta in a crit meta. Just because he does get so punished, he only gets 40% bonus damage on crits. Right now in Smite, crits are 75% bonus damage without Deathbringer. It's also worth noting, however, that Deathbringer will still boost his bonus damage by just as much, because the bonus crit damage from Deathbringer is flat. So in a way, Deathbringer is a little extra good on Heim compared to a normal god, because you're getting kind of a more effective flat boost. It's nice, but still, like, crit's not as good, so that doesn't tend to matter. Do a little max range poking. This is something that tends to stand out with him. If you can use that too, really ideally where you're not up close and getting the knock up, getting that absolute max range slow poke. Normally a lot of gods, especially a lot of hunters, I should say, don't really have a good way to deal with that. Get a little extra poke on him. Do want to be aggro here. I need to set up another 3 really bad. Come on. Oh, is he going to get aggro here? That's fine. Happy with that trade. Get a little extra poke as well. Yeah, look at that cleave hit for 59 right there. Sometimes it can stand out quite a bit. You're not tending to get too many cleaves with it. It's not like Xbalanque Bola where it's got a crazy range or anything. Get more pressure on him here. Oh, that was close. I wanted that last auto to reach, man. Okay, we're going to play this real aggro. And I think he's just dying. By the way, you might have heard me spam clicking. That was me trying to get literally anything off after we miss ult. That's part of why missing ult is so punishing on this god. Is there's a ridiculous... They need to change this, in my opinion, because it feels so bad. There's a ridiculous post-animation time to Heim ult, where when you're ulting, normally you're hitting it and channeling it. Nice, we do actually get it. Want to be going on the Janus if we can. Don't know if it's worth beating this. Can also save mana for my 3, so I'm not going to 1. Final 1! And we don't need it. Crazy boy. I missed my stuff, so he might be... Never mind. Alright, if I get ganked, we're getting punished. Well, it doesn't matter. No, if I get ganked, we're getting punished. I probably shouldn't be up here. We'll dip. We'll go on back. Nice. Good fight. Really good fight. So yeah, with that Heim ult there's a very long time where we cannot auto, we cannot use abilities, we cannot use the shard, and so I was just spamming to get that shard off. And that also helps me know when I can actually use autos too, because I'm not going to be able to auto if I can't use my shard either. Going to be building meta for this. Going to be building boring. We might go an Oboe. Oboe's in the meta, it's just not always something worth building. We might do an Oboe. They have a Herc, so probably not. It's probably not going to tend to stand out a ton this game. See if we can get in here. Naja ult's down. Cernal should be coming up, right? I'm trying to think. When did he use that last? I don't even remember now. Well, it looks like they're going to dip. So let's move on to Heim 1. God, I got crazy auto desync right there. So Heim 1 is mostly a clear ability. You guys have seen it a lot. I've been landing it a lot for poke so far. A lot of the time you're not going to be able to land it for poke. This guy hasn't really been respecting it, but normally it's going to more so stand out as a clear ability. You might also hold it in the air to use it mid-fight and kind of be a surprise like, oh, now the one lands. It's kind of hard to tell, but other than that, it tends to be a little harder to land than a normal ADC clear ability. If you're using it predictively, but if you're letting it sit in the air, then you tend to have a lot of control over it's like, oh, now it lands, and it's a little harder to play around. Which maybe I should have started talking about the ability a little more before I said that, because a lot of people might just be like, what? What? So the way this ability works, you throw this one up in the air when you first cast it, and you just kind of have the sword floating in the air, and around that sword, you get map vision. I don't remember, how long is the reach right now? 80 units. So basically, you're getting an 80 unit ward around yourself, like right here. Boom! Probably around, like kind of coming out of the Gold Fury pit, we would have vision right here, coming from this spot. And it'll sit in the air for up to 10 seconds. It won't go on cooldown during that, by the way, until you make it land, or it just lands itself till it like expires, right? So normally you're going to want to cast this. Sometimes you are going to want to use it for vision, but getting that cooldown back does tend to be important. Oh, that was a fat finger. That was meant to be a 3. Luckily, we probably don't need this Aegis. I don't know why Cern got so scared there. I don't know if he thought somehow that Aegis was like me cooking. Or if he was just scared to begin with. That is their Janus. What am I doing? That is their Janus. I think I had a Janus last game. I think that's why I thought I got to go through that. I'm forgetting. Place a new 3 for this. Oh, I thought he might actually go that way. I just wasted stuff. Come on, give bonk. Thank you. Try and peel a little bit. We actually caught his dash right there. Oh, I mistimed that. Doesn't seem to matter. So again, we can TP back to lane if we really want. I'm going to want that 3 up. So even though he is pushing tower, and even though we can try and cut him off and force a 1v1 and probably win it, we're ahead. We don't have ult though. We don't have Aegis either because I trolled, because I fat fingered it instead of 3'ing. But we're not going to use that TP because it makes me so susceptible in any fights. We lose a lot of utility. Even in a game like this. Even in a game like this where a lot of time we're not using our 3 right now. Having that available is a big deal. And especially if they have any sort of communication and they call that it's down on a long TP, then you have this huge window where it's like, Heim has no mobility other than ult for like 2+ minutes. Okay, I might have to meet you. I'm sorry. That voice pack is actually kind of just annoying. I don't know whose it is. It's a little much, man. I don't know if they're just spamming the annoying lines. It's too much, dude. It's got like some loud Morse code in it. That's what gets it. It's not that they're bleeping. It's that they chose the most obnoxious bleep sound that they could come up with. Why? Why do you do this? All right, let me get some words. So to finish off talking about Heim 1, we throw it up and we can cast it. I think if I do this, I can show you guys the indicator. So you have an indicator like this. I normally have it on quick or insta, so I'm not going to have the indicator like that. I don't remember which I normally have it on right now, actually. But then we can just kind of cast it again and shoot it where we want. Has a bit of delay, and it will also have extra delay depending on how far you're casting it from. So if it's right above them, it'll cast faster. If it is not right above them, if it's far away, it'll cast a lot slower. Important to note. Do some peeling if we can. Do some murdering if we can. Boy is dead as hell. Have fun over there. Let's do some gold. I love doing that, man. Normally do not do that. Also, like, I play plenty of Heim. I have him diamond. Hopefully this stays on me and does not murder Bacchus. Good. I have him diamond. I'm comfy. That guy was very low. I can just trust we're going to kill him there. We'll get into the ult damage later on. So that should mostly sum up the one. We just have those 10 seconds while we have the vision where we can cast it at some point. We lose the vision once we cast it, by the way, and then it goes on cooldown. So let's move on to the 2. The 2 should probably be pretty obvious based on how we're using it so far, but it's a 2-part ability where, let me do it on this. We have this hit circle around us. This circle will knock up once the ability expires. We can also cancel it early by right-clicking, or maybe, can we do it by pressing 2? Yeah, we can do it by pressing 2 as well. I normally right-click for it. So whenever that hits, whether it's the end of the ability or you're canceling it early to end the ability, it's going to do burst damage and a knock-up / knockback, kind of just bounces them off from around you. That's pretty strong. And then the other part, this long part, is a slow that does ticking damage for a little bit of time. And you can also combine these both, where you can kind of start hitting that ticking damage, slow them, and then have the exit damage or whatever at the end as well. What do I normally use this on? I think just this. Probably? I don't know. I don't know what I use. Maybe this. I don't know. I always forget that stuff. And then it'll feel wrong if it's wrong, and I'll hate it. But yeah, it's actually capable of being a good ability. A lot of the time it feels like an underwhelming ability until you're getting into better situations for it. Because when we're using it at max range poke, if we are in auto range, this will almost always be doing less damage than just autoing. This would definitely used to be on Instacast. Let me change that. It felt bad. As I was just saying, it felt bad. I can actually TP. You know what? Let's get bold. This is actually probably a good TP. Come on. Because we should be able to force Pyro off of this. Or even FG. See if we actually get in here at all. Oh, little peeling! Looks like we are going to have the one just long enough, too, where I can do a little of this. We can stack it up. Well, don't hurt my Bacchus, man. Please. Yeah, so we had a very long cooldown for that. This is too greedy. Let's not. No, let's not. Oh, are we getting murdered over here? She is clapping over here. My bad. Did that man get one shot, or was he already low and just sticking around? Little poke? Oh, a little bit of poke. He's intimidated. Wait, he's actually... Wait, that actually worked. Intimidation successful. Try it. Why do you have ult? We got notch ult, that's fine. That's something, we'll take it. I didn't beads to get out of the ult there, by the way. I only beads to just make sure we could clap him. I just wanted to make sure that we were killing him. I honestly should have held the beads a little bit to be big brain, because he still had immunity frames when I beads that early. So an auto went like under him. I should have held it a little bit, because then he might have ulted me, and then we actually could have gotten the beads to just bait his ult and kill him. Would have been really good. I mean, it doesn't matter a ton though. So yeah, I think we're basically good on the 2. Ticking damage, knockback damage, slow. Pretty much all there is to it. Not a whole lot of stuff to it. I'm trying to think, is knockback immunity? I think. It just kind of feels like one that does. I don't think it says. In my head it does, but I could be wrong. I feel like I use this sometimes for knockbacks. Yeah, I'm pretty, no, does it? I don't know. It might not. You should test it before you actually commit to it. Before you're like, Mast, I've been baited. Maybe test it in a jungle practice. Although I guess how the hell do you test it in jungle practice? You need like another person for that. So Heim 3, we haven't actually used it a ton this game, so it might not be super obvious. It has the auto reset I talked about earlier. I'm not going to talk about it again, where it resets our auto chain. All there is to it, if we cast our 3, it's going to reset the auto chain. Feeling bold here. Pretty sure ulting there is actually potentially just troll. Okay, should be able to clean this up eventually. Right? I meant to 3 for hit chain sooner, but I threw it in the wall. Nice. Yeah, you guys might have even seen I did a little flick with my camera. That was supposed to be me throwing my 3 so that we could get a cleave autos. No! Let's go! Wait, I'm dead. That did nothing. Oh, Bacchus? Bacchus? Cook? I'm on main character mode. All right, let me back, man. You gotta love the Heim. Such a fun kid. Oh, those were flowers, weren't they? That scared the hell out of me. Do we need the attack speed? I think we need the attack speed. I think we don't go Leader's Cal. Although Leader's Cal's kind of crazy on him. Let's go Leader's Cal. I have changed my mind. And we'll maybe go a little Oboe. How about that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Leader's Cal Oboe. So yeah, Heim 3. We keep not really ending up using it. The way that it works might already be kind of obvious, but we throw this 3 on the ground. We need to have another to be able to teleport because you're basically creating an opening and then an ending entrance for a potential teleport. You can also see that marked on the map right here with these 2. But the one that you have casted most recently will be the end location. The one that you casted before that will be, oh wait, that's not exactly what I mean to say. What am I trying to say here? Man, do we just count it there? Should I talk about the kit after the game for anyone curious? It's kind of short, but it was just so clean. I think we'll do that. It's a little scuffed. It was just such a clean game, man. I don't want to do another one when this was clean. We still got like 22 minutes. I just took forever to get through the kit. We're going to do that real quick. Let's do that real quick. So I will hop into jungle practice for anybody curious. And if you're not curious, you can hop off the video, okay? For anybody that needs the information. Boom. I know it's a little scuffed. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get, I'm trying to not overdo it, spending too long recording video to video. If it's good, I want to just put it up, even if the game's a little shorter than ideal, because I'm trying to move right now. And there's probably going to be a good 5 days or something where I don't get to record. So the game was clean. We just didn't get through the kit. We'll get through the kit for anybody that wants to know. So yeah, Heim Portal, we are putting a 3 down and then another 3 to connect to it. And I'll show right here as we get in that basically whichever 3 you put down more recently will stay when you put a new one down. And the one that was older is going to be the one that expires. So if I just do this, boom, boom, we can teleport. It's going to go. Forgot that it doesn't show the cooldown down here. That threw me off. The cooldown's here. I was like, why did this not go on cooldown, Hi-Rez? Yeah, the cooldown's there. We'll get our reduced cooldown and stuff. So you can see like that. And then as we put a new one down, the oldest one will be the one that expires and we'll connect to the one that was more recent. Then we can TP again. While you are in your 3, if you are hard CC'd in a variety of ways, it will not let you TP like stuns. However, some stuff, I believe, including roots, will not count towards that. So like cripples will not let you TP. Stuns will not let you TP. Fears, I believe, would not let you TP. But like, I'm pretty sure root is fine. Slows are definitely fine. I'm trying to think if there's any others. I think even knockups are potentially okay as long as it doesn't remove you from the hitbox of teleporting. And then also, it's a channel. So if I set up a longer one here, and I'm in it. Wait, this isn't that long. This isn't that long. Hang on. Let's get a longer one. A longer one like this, it's going to take a little while. If I break it, we're just going to keep breaking it. We got to let it fully channel, and then we'll go. And it can be kind of hard to spot that channel. So that's basically how the 3 works. And then depending on the distance, we're going to have a longer cooldown to it. I don't think it explains it too heavily. Yeah, you just kind of got to feel out the cooldown for it. Where normally the cooldowns you're looking for are going to be more like this range. Maybe more than that. Maybe more like this range. where it's like, okay, we're up in lane, and then we have a little 3 fairly close by in the jungle. It's nothing too far. We can do a little teleport, and it'll go on cooldown there. And based on our CDR, I think this would have been only like a 20-ish second cooldown, because we have reduced cooldown right now, but it's going to start with the 16. I think it would have been like 20-ish seconds. And it is worth noting that, hang on, let me do it. Let me do a little baby one right here. As you guys can see, CDR doesn't affect it, right? Because we have reduced cooldown. I should have like 80% right now in the jungle practice. We're still going to get the 16-second cooldown anyways. You can't cheese CDR for shorter 3s, even though it'd probably not be OP anyways. It'd probably be okay. Probably not that big of a deal. So that should be most of what there is to it. Definitely worth noting these stand out extra when it comes to getting around walls, because they're based on distance for cooldown, not based on how hard it is for the enemy team to get to you. So playing around walls is definitely really cheeky. You can also do stuff mid-fight that I don't think we really did this game, because we didn't really need to this game, where if you're trying to get a little extra distance, we can like 3, move into it, and then 3, and then we'll get a little teleport for distance. You can do something like that. That's something you'll see a lot with the more serious Heims, like the SPL Heims and stuff, getting that little bit of tech, but we didn't tend to need to use that tech so far this game. And I probably wasn't thinking about it as much because I was just trying to like not fuck up. And then finally, let's talk about the ultimate. Ultimate's a long dash, CC immune dash. While you cast it, fairly slow. So it's something that can be very punishing. If you miss it, they can bead similar to Naja ult and just simply not be CC'd. We're not going to be able to show it if they beads or anything. But if I ult one of the Odin bots right here, I'll try and show the animations. There's a casting animation when you land this. Boom! This animation, even if they beads, will still be casting. So we're not able to auto for a little while, and that's something where you can be very punished. If you Heim ult somebody and they beads or they CC immune in some other way, there's a little window where they can fight back and you can't fight back even though you're the one initiating, and you don't do a ton of initial damage on this hit. Up to 440 with, let me get some power. I don't remember what the scaling is on this. Just get like this. Like 60% scaling, so nothing crazy. Considering how long you're in that animation, you can be very, very punished. But assuming they don't CC immune, you're casting this, you're launching in the air, they're banished over there somewhere and then teleporting back to a fairly random location near you. They take ticking damage over there, and then they land and take landing damage as well. So it's capable of doing a stupid amount of damage overall if they're not beadsing it. You also have a little bit of control over the teleport to, basically the direction that you're facing when you ult, or when you finish channeling the ult. So like right there, I'm going to shoot him this way. If I cast this way, it'll shoot him this way. We can actually maybe even shoot him over the wall if we're close enough. Sometimes that gets a little troll. If you're fighting around like a red buff and you don't think about it, you might put him on the other side of the red buff wall or something, and then your team gets trolled and you get trolled, but you're going to see that indicator on the ground to help you out with that. And that should really mostly do it. That should mostly take care of things. One other thing to note that you can do as well, let me do a little something with this. Oh, I have casted my one. I have ulted the Odin. The Odin's gonna land here. I can now cast my one in advance a little bit, and then we do a little something like that. And that's like a Heim combo you guys might see very often and want to use very often, where you're pre-channeling your one, so it'll land on the landing location and it's gonna hit almost immediately for extra damage. And then you can also have your two similarly set up as well. To work with too for a little extra burst CC. So that should do it for Heim. Sorry for it being a little scuffed at the end with the jungle practice, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have left anyways, because most of you guys don't even need the info in the A to Z and you just watch it anyways. I know most of you guys aren't that new. Or you're like, who cares? More Mast in jungle practice. Who cares? Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.
I've been seeking for the glory. Say my name. And I've been trying to write my own story in the search for fame. I'm sitting here in this empty room. Walls keep tumbling down.